Good afternoon. I want to start by thanking Nevadans across the Silver State who are taking this health crisis seriously and staying home for Nevada. I know this isn't easy, but we should all be inspired by the battle-born spirit that's been on full display as we fight this invisible enemy together. You can see that spirit in our healthcare workers who are fighting on the front lines every day. Our local health authorities managing this developing situation on the ground in your communities. Our first responders and law enforcement agencies collaborating and working to keep us safe. Our educators who are finding creative ways to support their students and provide lessons despite the obstacles they face. Our grocery store workers, truck drivers, and supply chain employees who are working to keep our shelves stocked and provide essential items to our families at this time. And as our state agencies and labs working around the clock to address these issues. As governor, these Nevadans make me proud, and they should make you proud too. I've also been inspired by the outreach we've received from individuals and businesses across the state and beyond who want to do their part to help us tackle this health crisis and the economic impacts we're facing as a state. And it is inevitable that we will need to rely on both the government and business to see us through this crisis in the best way possible. Because as I mentioned in my speech just the other day, it's on us as Nevadans to tackle this, and that requires some out-of-the-box and proactive approaches. So you can imagine my excitement when a now former Nevada CEO reached out to me with an idea of how we can create a structure to meet this goal. That's why I am thrilled to announce, in coordination with my office and the Nevada Health Response Center, we are creating the COVID-19 Response, Relief, and Recovery Task Force, whose work will be aimed at immediately marshaling and organizing all of Nevada's private sector resources in support of the local and state government's already robust efforts to tackle COVID-19. And since an effort like this is only as strong as a leader at the helm, I'm also excited to announce that the COVID-19 Response, Relief, and Recovery Task Force will be led by the Nevadan who helped develop this idea, former MGM Resorts International CEO, Jim Murren. Jim will begin serving immediately as chair in an unpaid volunteer position and has already begun the important task of putting together the leadership and assessment architecture. The task force will be charged with assessing the physical assets and human capital available in the private sector, and then helping organize the deployment of those resources in support of the state of Nevada and the Nevada Health Response Center efforts. And there couldn't be anyone better than Jim Murren to lead this effort. Jim has unparalleled experience in managing large, complex organizations in collaboration with state, local, and federal governments during times of crisis for the benefit of the whole community. His extensive and deep relationships in a wide variety of industries across the country and across the world will allow the state to benefit from a depth of knowledge, experience, and access to resources that we otherwise wouldn't have. He has regular contacts within Asia and the Middle East that can help advise us from their experience, and he has a relationship with Vice President Pence, who is leading the White House efforts to combat coronavirus. Jim knows the casino and hospitality industry and its many elements inside out. From how many beds are in each hotel, who uses what cleaning supplies, inventory management, banking structures, and everything in between. He's got a deep knowledge on supply chain, experience working with organized labor, and how many employees have medical training. And as chairman of the U.S. Travel Association, USTA CEO Roundtable, he will be well positioned as we again begin to restart our operations. This public-private partnership represents the best of Nevada, the belief that when we all work together, we can tackle anything. This effort will help expand the capacity of Nevada's healthcare system, enhance and provide additional access to resources, support our hardworking medical professionals and first responders, and give Nevada the additional help it needs to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and flatten the curve. It's going to take all of us working together to battle COVID-19 in our state and around the country. And I'm thankful we have an ally in Jim Murren will help enhance and expand our response and recovery efforts. Please know that more information on the members and structure of COVID-19 Response, Relief, and Recovery Task Force will be coming in the future. But in the rapidly moving situation we're facing, I didn't want to wait another minute to let Nevadans know of this great development in our overall efforts. Thank you for tuning in today. And remember, if home means Nevada, stay home for Nevada. Now I'm going to take a few questions. I guess they're going to read them to me. And
the first question is from Orko Mana from a KLAS Channel 8 in Las Vegas, but this is a question that has come in multiple times. Can you please provide an update on the testing kits and an update on when more medical supplies might be available in Nevada?
We are in daily discussions with the White House, with FEMA, with our elected officials to provide more test kits, extraction kits, masks, gowns, and all the related PPE equipment that relates to this fighting this COVID-19. That is one of the reasons having this task force assembled with the assets and resources of an individual like Jim Murren can open doors that otherwise I as governor can't open up. We cannot get enough equipment and resources from the federal government. That's clear. So we are fighting with the federal government, hand in glove. But that being said, we're on our own as well to try to acquire as many of these assets and resources as we can. And I'm proud of the fact that we've got a group that we're putting together that's going to help us access those resources.
Great. The next question. How will this new task force address some of the unemployment many Nevada workers are now facing? That's from Channel 3.
We have our own departments working on the unemployment situation. We're working quickly to try to handle this. We've expanded our internet access to filing unemployment claims and on the phone. But this new task force will be able to prioritize the needs that exist that we're going to have to deal with. Some of those are medical supplies, some of those are unemployment, some of those are food services. There's a multitude, a plethora of different issues that we're going to have to face as a state and as communities. And we need to marshal all of the resources that we have in order to accommodate that. Nevada is a generous state. The people here are stepping up and helping every way possible. We need to be able to coordinate and consolidate those efforts to provide the best, most effective response.
Great. The next question is from Wyatt Cox with KELY and the 7-station Nevada Talk Network. The question is, how soon will assistance and aid reach the rural parts of Nevada?
Assistance and aid is already reaching the rural parts of Nevada. We've gone out of our way to make sure that all counties have access to what supplies we have. Unfortunately, our supplies are limited. They're being allocated on a needed basis. Everybody has enormous needs, but we're working. I want to work with all 17 counties to try to provide and to allocate resources where they're most needed, and where they're most needed, they will provide the most good for our citizens.
Great, and this will be our last question. It's from Bob Conrad at thisisreno.com. He says, we're losing our news media outlets very quickly. What can be done to ensure communications can reach the people of Nevada when those businesses are shutting down?
Well, first off, I encourage everyone to support their news outlets. At a time like this, we need these news outlets more than ever. And we need you to support independent news outlets so that they continue to provide this information to our state, to our communities in an effective manner. We are all facing difficulties. The news outlets are at the top of the groups facing difficulties. I can assure you we will do everything we can to use social media to get our information out there. We encourage you to follow the state websites, to follow our Twitter account, to follow Facebook, to get the most accurate, up-to-date information that's possible. And we will continually update that information that's available so that everyone will have access to it as we move forward. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. We're in this together, Nevada. We can beat this. There's no doubt in my mind we can succeed if we work together. We are Nevada strong, and if Nevada is really home to you, if you really mean that Nevada's home, stay home for Nevada. Thank you.